this last week or more. So
that's great.
Yeah. Well, looks like we're recording there, so I guess we can get rolling. So hello everybody, and welcome to another seminar with the Tectum team. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. It's been a very full-on week. Lots of things going on, lots of things happening, more so than usual, and it's just hitting new levels each and every week there. So we've got a really exciting seminar this week. Later on, we're going to have Alex take the mic and introduce the Soft Note brand, and we can discuss a little bit more about that later on. One thing I was just going to mention is just as a general thing, the crypto space is gathering up a lot of momentum again. It looks as though that Bitcoin is going to start really pumping for the next wave, and that'll be leading up to Christmas time. And it's all very exciting, but just a reminder to everybody in the space that whenever momentum starts coming into the space, there's a lot of pumps. Just be very careful with bad actors in play. You'll be reached out by a lot of people there, and if you're new to the whole thing, do your research. Make sure that you're not buying into silly things. Just keep your ears peeled, your eyes peeled, and your ears on the ground there, and just make sure that you don't FOMO into anything. So now that I've got that out of the way, we've got a segment here. I guess you could call it Meet the Team. And I'm going to introduce you to Ruslan. He's part of the brand and design department. I'm going to hand over the mic to him, and he's basically going to get people up to speed on how things have been playing out with him. And so, Ruslan, if you don't mind, I'll leave the mic over to you. Maybe you could give a brief story of your background, how you got into Tectum, and how things have been progressing since you've started.
Yeah, thanks, Trev. Hi, my name is Ruslan. Probably you know that right now I live in Russia, in Kazan. That's a city just about 800 kilometers from Moscow. But we have lots of universities, we have IT companies, so it's a pretty big city. It's about 1.5 million. And what's cool about our place is that both Christians and Muslims live in peace. And it's an old city, it's about 1,000 years ago. So part of our team is situated in Kazan. My colleague, Valya, who's the head designer, she lives in Kazan also, and several team members, and we feel great here. It's a European city, it's nice. So for me personally, I'm a marketing practitioner, and I do marketing. I work as a creative director for one of the biggest companies, advertising companies in our region. And I'm also involved in scientific work. So I'm an economist. I lecture institutional economics, strategic marketing, but my practical focus is on branding. And I teach in Kazan Federal University. And also we have a branch of London School of Economics in our university. So I'm proud to lecture for those students who are planning to get both diplomas, the London School of Economics diploma and the Kazan Federal University diploma. So my personal role is to help develop Tectum brand strategy and help create a memorable design for our brand. So memorable brand identity is our goal right now. So what we do, we started from scratch. We started from developing the logo and guidelines for Tectum brand identity. We have several products, but Tectum, the blockchain, is our main product. It's the fastest blockchain, and we loved working on creating how we can visualize the brand because it's unique, and marketing is about unique things, what I think. So now we are done with basic guidelines for the brand. And now we're working on another product, and I believe we'll be talking about it today. The soft note, yes, the unique thing, the frictionless transactions, yes. It's a fascinating thing. And we are done with landing pages, with log pages, with key sections of the application for our clients. So we went through the touch points. We thought about how can we create a unique experience for our clients, and we've been working on design in this touch points, doing everything we can to create something useful, add human touch to this product. And also, I try constantly remind the team that unique blockchain technologies are unique and it's great, but the clients, they're all concentrated on their own desires. So we have to think about what the customer wants to do with this technology. You know, there is a famous saying, I bet you heard it a million times, that people don't want to buy a quarter-inch drill, they want a quarter-inch hole. So we try to concentrate on customer benefits. We think that's the most important thing. And if today the participants and you have any insights how our product can help them, share their insight, that will be great. So we are open getting this information. We want to get this information. Trev, maybe you have personal questions that I didn't cover, some fields, or Trev?
Yeah. The internet just is cutting a little bit in and out with myself. Yeah, well, one question, we sort of touched on it a few weeks ago with the seminar, but I guess it's a really good question. Is I believe you asked me, was like, what do you think it takes to make what we have and put it mainstream? Like, what would it take to get like the crypto space at the minute? It relies heavily on someone to enter in and educate themselves, and it can be very reality bending to try and figure out the dynamics of what's going on. But for yourself, where do you see that magic moment where anybody can enter into the space and they don't have to necessarily learn about it? Like, can you see a point in time where that can happen? Like, would it be sooner rather than later?
The thing I want to share with you, there is a tricky thing about buying a cup of coffee using crypto, because until it is an investment, people won't use crypto to buy everyday stuff, because they know if they pay 1 million of a Bitcoin for a cup of coffee, probably in a month it will be worth it 3 times more. So that's a tricky question we need to overcome. I don't have answers for this, but talking about Tectum project, I think we have to concentrate on the innovators that are trying to find the answer for their problem that could be only dealt with the fastest blockchain. So we need to find these innovators and try to get in touch with them and communicate our values to them. And then the information will spread, and that will help getting early adopters and the early majority and so on, according to the Rogers curve of spreading the innovations. If I understood your question right, but I'm not sure, Trev.
Sorry, my internet there is cutting in and out. But yeah, like that is very true. I mean, I guess that is one of the big questions at the moment is, you know, a lot of these projects that are out there, can a lot of them scale up into a mass adoption? And I think time is going to tell whether that happens or not. But I do believe that ourselves, with what they've created with the Tectum network, there's not going to be a major issue on the scalability side. I think it's just a matter of getting the message out there that, look, we have this product. It's very unique. It's cutting edge. It's fast. It's secure. So in that perspective, I think we've got that pretty much covered.
And then also
it's a matter of,
it gives freedom. So our product, it gives freedom from commissions, freedom from delays, freedom doing what you really want to do. And we try to make it very simple. We want people to just dive in without any without spending tons of time. So that's our goal. We want, if people want to try our product, we do our best to make it as simple as we can. I mean, starting working with it and providing all the information that we can that can help them. Another thing I wanted to cover today, that we started doing little blogs. So you know that we are filming our testimonial videos. So, and our partner Tim, who is responsible for marketing and for promotion of our product and for publicity, he came up with a great idea to start creating little vlogs about what we do, about our team. And this is how we can reduce risk for our clients, because they will see that we're real people. We're not just a fake glitter house, but that's a real thing behind this company and behind this team. So we are planning to share more information about what we do, using short videos, writing articles, and publishing little blogs and articles.
Okay. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, we're quite different from other projects because, well and truly, a lot of the lower level components of the network there is done. It's pretty much done. It's ready for applications. It's ready for the next step, and we're just trying to play catch up on the sense of the branding, the design. Not only that, but to reach out to people and say, look, we're real. This is we can really use this. We can really help. We want to help. We want to have less friction with all these components, and that's going to be the beauty of it, where there's a lot of other projects and you're kind of buying the rumor and selling the fact. and we're the opposite. So it's very good that we're on that side of the equation and not the other side. So it's very it's very important to distinguish that from our product to other products, and we're striving for that. Like every week, we're getting lots of interest in different departments, and we're just trying to get the right fit with what we've got. So yeah, Ruslan, is anything else you'd like to touch up on, or?
I just want to add that not only back end and the backbone of our project is almost done, but the front end. I already mentioned that we're almost done with everything that our customer needs: the landing page, the log page. So we are almost finished with the designing the key sections of our application for our client. So this is that I want to add. So not only the backbone of our project is done, but also the front end. So that's also good news. We're moving towards the finish.
Wow. Okay, that's really, really good. I did know that you were making huge steps in the front end, but I didn't realize that we're actually quite close to the finish line. So that's a fantastic achievement. Well done.
Yeah.
Welcome, gentlemen. Trevor, sorry for interrupting you. Alex, Chris Mind. I apologize for being late, but just barely finished another Zoom conference, just back to back, gentlemen. So I'm here for you. And Igor is ready to get the screen on and show actually the new interface and show everything that works. So all partner nodes are launched. We are rolling on the live network.
Wow, fantastic. That there's an amazing announcement. Well, what how do you think we should go from here, Alex? Where do you think would you like to talk for a little bit, or are you ready? Or
yep, absolutely, yes. I see there are some new people here. Welcome everybody. Yeah, and my name is Alex. I'm the founder of the project, and very glad to be here. Very proud to see new people. And Trevor, I mean, you got the lead. Do you mind if Igor will demonstrate the new interface and show everything, show around?
yeah, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect segue into this part of the seminar. So yeah, go ahead.
Игорь, давай покажем все сначала и простыми предложениями, а я буду переводить.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do screen demo.
We see.
Yeah, we can see. As you can see, gentlemen, we used some neomorphism components, which is like a 3D emulation on some buttons. We adopted a vertical left position for the main functionality menu. We kept everything simple for now. Our base Tectum colors are yellow, like a dark yellow, and basically we have a dashboard, then we have a send, receive, and a minted page. And Igor will guide us through the process. Игорь, давай покажем каждую страничку, каждый таб один по одному, а потом покажем, как чеканится монета Tectum.
Перейти на Send.
Ну, наверное, ну, как тебе удобно, делай как тебе удобно, я буду переводить. Только простыми предложениями, чтобы у меня было время
Ну,
переводить.
дашборд выбирает валюту, то есть мы можем биткоин выбрать и получим список транзакций.
Мгм. So in the dashboard, you choose the unit of account. So at this point, we have two. We have a Bitcoin and we have a Tectum coin. Bitcoin is mostly used as a store of value, but we do have the capability to transfer Bitcoin inside of within our network, within the boundaries of Tectum network, about 10 to 50,000 to 100,000 times faster than Bitcoin network itself. And our net cost out of pocket is measured by like cents, like a 15, 20 cents. We call it a dust fee. So, but we also working on a soft node model, but I'm going way and beyond what Igor said. So, okay, now send received. Okay, this is the ledger of the wallet transaction. This is a send bitcoins, send amount.
Ну, и также send tag.
А где здесь пыль? Как пыль подсчитывается?
Она подсчитывается автоматически при транзакции. Ну, допустим, мы вводим транзакцию, нажимаем send, и она подсчитывается.
Подожди, стоп.
Лучше это с биткоином делать.
Окей, давай с биткоином делаем.
Так, ну у нас на
Now,
балансе.
we're gonna change to Bitcoin, and we're gonna do address, we're gonna do amount.
Ну, он говорит, нет биткоина. Так,
Ага.
сейчас что-нибудь придумаем. Другой аккаунт сейчас возьмем.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Так, сейчас скопируем какой-нибудь адрес.
Yeah, he's copying the address with the previous wallet. Ты мало отправляешь. Ага, понял.
Я просто показываю. Отправлять не буду.
Окей.
Вот сколько мы переводим. Вот получается комиссия биткоиновская. Вот общая комиссия.
Yeah, frozen. Pardon our Russian Google translator. Frozen means set aside for the dust fee, to pay off a dust fee. So if you have your calculator handy, calculate how much is 4 zeros 32 bitcoins.
Так, давайте вернемся к ноде партнерской.
Yeah, let's come back to the partner node.
Здесь баланс и кошелек. Это для того, чтобы получать средства, биткоины, тек и так далее.
So the balance is 0 BTCs. That's our corporate partner node.
А здесь непосредственно чеканка и показатели по
Yeah,
чеканке.
this is a minting page. Yeah, these are statistics. I mean, let's go through statistics. Игорь, давай через статистику пройдем. Я думал, мы их стопочкой сделаем, Игорь. Ну ладно.
Есть общая статистика по, получается, по чеканке.
Minted total, Игорь, это сколько всего начеканено монет Tectum, да?
Да.
Не мельтеши, притормози маленько. Дай я все объясню. Okay, gentlemen, minted total is the number of techs minted total. Minted total. Burned total is it is 0 today because that's how many tech coins were burned. I mean cashed in, meaning cashed in. So we implemented a gold standard, which allows every node owner to burn their tokens or coins, Tectum coins at any point in time and receive the collateral amount of Bitcoins back. So we did it to avoid the 2017 scenarios when many ICOs, they would sell tokens, but they weren't supported by anything. So our Tectum coin is fully supported by the asset that collateralizes that. So collateralizes Tectum coin. For now, right here and today, we're using only Bitcoin. Available total also 5 Tectum coins because we just launched today. Network transfers total 120 because it reflects all transactions, all events of the network. Cluster nodes total is 12. We have launched 12 cluster nodes, and users total 137 because we have users besides our partners. Those are the just web accounts. Now, the node statistics is this particular node earned 0.0843 of tech. That's its share. Cluster ID is 0 because this is a 0 cluster because it deals with Bitcoin network. It's a core cluster. We call it 0 cluster. This node ID is 120. Rating is 0.8333%. Earnings total 5. My earnings 0.41. 6 infinity, and affiliated users 0 because nobody has yet opened an account under this node to allow it to earn the so-called referral commission. So that's about it. Any questions, please?
No, but it looks amazing. It looks amazing there.
Yeah. We're going to remodel the view, make it in a stack probably. What do you think, Trevor? Make it vertical.
Yeah, that there sounds good.
I mean, that's we did it this way because we had a standard design template, but we're gonna have like a 2-3 updates per day for the next probably year until we get it all like real friendly and easy for the user, for an end user.
Yes, yeah. So that there is the minting process. That there is
In
where,
action.
yeah.
That's a minted process in launch in action. Yes, Hedy.
So Elmar and Sebastian, if you have any questions, please, unmute yourselves and feel free to ask us. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions.
I will prefer just to wait until the end, and then I will go through the question because probably some of the questions are going to be answered during the seminar. So I just want to wait and I'll write down my questions.
Okay, great. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Alex.
Sure. Yeah, it looks really good. And this, when would this be, Alex? When do you see this being open to the general public?
Well, I mean, ironically, it is open right now. So we would like to see new people joining the network, joining the end user position, open the end user account, and start testing the network. We need to also keep in mind that starting next week, we start working on a soft node model, which is basically our flagship product, commercial product, and basically our masterpiece. The difference between a soft node and a current model is Tectum coin. Yes, it is an absolutely frictionless transport of value, but it's a digital transport of value. It's designed to be a wholesale financial instrument for entities like banks and their enterprise users and their large traders and large buyers and sellers to conduct their cross platform and cross-border settlement operations, while a soft node is a purely retail product designed for an end user. Soft node is different from Tectum coin in respect that it has adopted, pretty much completely adopted, all the properties of paper money. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to copy and paste all these properties in the chat, and gentlemen, you can read them, and probably you will have more questions after that. We're finishing up the document. I'm going to
So basically, as of right now, people can go onto the Tectum website, register for the dashboard, and they can pretty much play around with the interface. And would love for people to do that and see what they think. And any suggestions, any feedback is more than welcome. You know, anybody can reach out to us on the Tectum Telegram channel. You know, so hopefully everyone there can see what's going on and have a little play and see what you think.
Yep, sounds good. We have a question from Sebastian. Do you plan for initial coin offering?
Very good question. We've been asked that question a lot. I'm having a problem with copying and pasting from a Word document into the chat. I'm gonna fix that in a second, please, gentlemen. Give me a couple of minutes. Initial coin offering, initial token offering is, I mean, that's a very good question. But the question is, what do we need that for? You see, our time to market and our money to market parameters have shrank so dramatically since last year. Like, for example, we are launching soft node beta version already in the end of October, which is a month and a half. Mobile apps officially published on the App Store. Welcome. Published on the App Store and Google Play are gonna be done and published, stress tested and published probably in February, between February and April. So our time to market is so small that we're not even sure that if we want to do ICO, and our product is so obviously desperately needed by market, by mass user, that we're really kind of on the fence, Sebastian, right now, you know, because if we roll out, well, I mean, if we roll our soft node out as an ICO, what is it gonna look like? Because a soft node is a transport of value. It's a commodity by definition. It's a service. It's a transport of value, which uses conventional and legacy systems blockchain-based systems and digital systems, like USDT, for example, or Ripple. These are not they're not necessarily crypto systems; they're digital systems. So we can use any digital and or cryptocurrency as a store of value to fill the soft node with. So soft node is a transport of value. It's absolutely frictionless transport of value, which allows for transactionless payments. Okay, I know transactionless, the term in transactionless payments hits really hard, and I cannot wait for questions from you, but that's exactly what it is, transactionless payments. So we have a soft node, and how do we, how do we position it as a token? Right now, the private sale model revolves around the license, because soft node is a software. First of all, technologically, it's a software, and we are selling a right to our partner to mint a certain amount of soft nodes of fixed predetermined denomination. For example, an equivalent of $10. So Sebastian, if for example you would purchase from us 1,000 licenses for $100 soft nodes, then you basically are reserving yourself a right to earn an income from the operation thereof. So every time soft node moves throughout the network, our network, Tectum network, and generates revenue for the system, you get a cut. So basically, we're selling a right to earn money. Can it be positioned as token? Of course, it can be, but we are not ready yet for that. I think we should wait to make that decision till next spring, and roll it out like as a second tier funding, crowdfunding model after we launch our alpha soft node platform. If this answer was satisfactory, but if not, please correct. Like ask more precise question. Maybe you have like a more narrow questions.
Hello, Sebastian, you there? Hope that answered your question. Quite complicated, but thanks. I'm good with this answer. Thank you, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Cool.
Complicated. Well, but yeah, you see that Sebastian two terms which really hit hard. First is transactionless payment system, and second one is handover instead of transfer. Those are two new paradigms which really changed things around. Let me get in the history a little bit so you understand why we did what we did. Through centuries, the retail model has always been designed around the paradigm that the guy who is in for money pays the fees. Okay, if I am a retailer and I sell jeans and you buy jeans from me, I pay taxes and I pay fees. If you pay me with Visa card charges me, does not charge you. So generations for and it worked the same way way before electronic money came to play. So when people paid cash, the sales tax was wasn't in work, you know. So it did not. I mean, it was not the system. The model of charging a recipient party is not 20 or 30 years old. It's hundreds of years old. So, and now suddenly we have a Bitcoin network, Ethereum network, which charges a sending party, sending party with a commission. So basically, the crypto systems, they reversed the fee model. Now the sending parties suddenly pays fees, which we believe is not necessarily fair when it comes to retail business. And all microtransactions is a retail business. I mean, if you want to spend $2, that means you're buying a cup of coffee. If you're spending $20, it means you're buying a pair of jeans, whatever. And we reversed it back. We reversed it back. We made transactions absolutely. I mean, we have unprecedented claim of absolute zero fee policy for sending party. And if you are non-commercial recipient, you're not paying fees. Not paying fees. It's all good. If you wanna send welcome. If you want to send $10 to your child so they could pay for coffee and ice cream in school, that's fine. You're not going to pay any. She's not going to pay commission for receiving that money. So we have an instrument designed to identify commercial user should they choose not to disclose to us the true nature of their operation. But during the logon, the creation of account process, the user will be asked a question: are you a commercial user? If they say no, and a month later it turns out that they're receiving 100 payments per month, they'll be automatically switched to commercial level. So that's our revenue model. And the fee we're going to charge the recipient party, commercial recipient, is going to be way less than what Visa and MasterCard charges.
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. It will take a little while for people to sort of get their heads around that. It is a very, very big thing to sort of hear and soak in one go. It'll take a few kind of goes until it really hits home, and then the potential from there is just unbelievable. The biggest issue we're seeing at the minute is you know, the price of crypto is going to such a high that transaction fees have left that people are just buying and hodling and speculating on the price. And hopefully we can break that barrier and leave that people can transact with one another. An economy can be built. You know, Bob can now do business with Steve and vice versa with this soft note payment system. And it can be done. It just takes a little bit of thinking around it. But once we get all the kinks ironed out, it'll be so easy that you'll not need to know the dynamics behind it. It'll just work. And that'll be the next step in my opinion. So I hope that that answers the question to Sebastian, and it's a really good question. And yeah, I think that's all the real questions we have at the moment. Ruslan gave a really good chat earlier about his side. Alex has now talked about the dashboard and a hint on the soft note. And yeah, I guess we could start wrapping this up if everybody's comfortable enough. And
yeah, I finally managed to copy and paste. Apparently, Zoom has a limitation on our number of symbols you can copy and paste. You can paste into the Zoom chat, but I pasted a list of soft node properties in a nutshell and easy format. But we will post the partner ROI model probably by the mid of tomorrow in a soft node group.
Nice. Do you mind if I just talk a little bit about the scalability and Tectum, Alex?
Absolutely.
Sure, go for it.
Well, so just to understand, everyone's joined this call, and we have all of these fancy products, but I think it's very valuable to understand what we have here exactly. And I think the best way to do that is compare it to real life cases. So if we compare it, our Tectum network to Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin supports 7 transactions per second. As of December 2020, that's 330 transactions per day. And the way Tectum nodes work is we mint Tectum coins through transaction fees by supporting networks like Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin charges transaction fees of $20 per transaction, and that's 330,000 transactions per second per day, we can offer, what we are doing at Tectum is we're changing that transaction fee to a much lower fee. So what that means is not only does Tectum support 1,500,000 transactions, over 1,500,000 transactions per second, and comparing that to Bitcoin, where they charge a transaction fee of $20 on average. And we haven't even started to take into consideration other cryptocurrencies, other networks. And one of the things to notice is Tectum supports other networks on a deeper level. So it's an overlay network. And the most important thing about blockchain is cryptocurrency is one small part of blockchain. Blockchain can be used for many, many areas, from agriculture to hospital systems to government systems, many, many things. So by using Tectum, it solves the scalability issues, because there will be many applications in the future that will need a network that can keep up with transactions. Visa being 50,000 transactions per second. There's 7,000 Google searches every second. So these are the type of, as the world transitions from the third world industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution, which is blockchain technology, many systems will be relying on fast transaction speeds, from decentralized applications to decentralized organizations, autonomous organizations, and blockchain companies. And they're going to need a system where it's reliable, where it's fast and scalable, exactly like Tectum. So I hope that really puts into perspective how many years Tectum is ahead of what's out there in the blockchain world. So that's exactly what I want to say. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. And you're exactly right. Like you've pretty much nailed it in one go. We are going to have an issue with scalability at some point. The trajectory of the momentum that's going on in the space eventually there's going to be a tipping point where a lot of these networks, especially the first generation, the second generation, they're just going to struggle. And it's key that the likes of ourselves there, we're ready to roll when that happens. As soon as they're hitting scalability issues, we'll be able to bring in them applications and just roll with it. So we're definitely miles ahead in that sense, and that's the exciting bit. And it's very, even in the entire crypto space, it's so early on. It's so early on. Like when you think of other disruptive technologies that have happened over the course of history, there's always the very beginning where people are kind of using, you know, the creativity in areas, trying to figure things out, trying to gauge it all. But ultimately, it will hit a point whenever the mass adoption comes into play. You're going to need a blockchain that's very fast, very, very secure. And that's very exciting for all of us that are involved in this. So thanks, Eddie, for that insight. And yeah, very, very, very good, very informative. And I think, Alex, if there's no,
Sebastian got couple questions, I can answer them if right now is a good time.
Oh, yes, okay. Please. So this is more. He's. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry for that. So this is the end of the seminar, because I just I do have a couple of questions, and I really want to apologize because you guys have been working probably in these years. I just I was just basically reading the project a little bit, like maybe 40 hours ago. So some of my questions maybe could be a little silly, but I really need to have an understanding of the project. So I'm sorry if the questions are not that.
Yeah, we understand. We understand that what you're saying, and please ask any questions because.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're basically saying that soft node is going to be a transfer of value, not a store of value that has been traditionally done in the industry like Bitcoin. And basically, we are saying that it's going to be focused on those like micropayments, like you were talking about paying like for a cup of coffee or something like that. And I understand that if there's not going to be any fee, any transaction fee, basically their income or whoever is going to invest in this is going to come just for minting, right? Am I right, or am I getting this right, or?
Well, actually, with all due respect, no. And that's actually the question Sebastian asked. So I can get into that in a nutshell to give you guys overview about revenue model, soft node revenue model.
That will be good. That was basically my question. It was more focused on the revenue model, and because quite honestly, I was expecting to also ask something similar, like if you guys were having a pre-sale and something like that. But then again, I was just decided to go to the end before putting my questions there, because I was not really quite sure if I was understanding the project. I'm still not quite sure if I understand the project, and I'm really catching up. And again, it's just only like 40 hours that I kind of like read a little bit, and you have been working years, I guess, on this. So I'm sorry if my questions are not that good.
No need to apologize. We're here to answer your questions.
I mean, that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. You know, I mean, the only not good question is question not asked. You know.
Yeah. So as an investor, how someone is going to make money? That was my question, because I kind of understood this minting. It was a way to make money.
Yeah, let's get into money, Elmer and Sebastian. Let's talk about a soft node. Let's set aside our wholesale instrument, Tectum coin. Let's talk about a soft node, okay? because that's what's on the table right now, and that's what we have right now on the pre-sale. To answer, I will start from the back. Elmer, we are running pre-sale starting last week.
Okay.
So you're welcome to join. Very good time to join.
What is the price and how much are you pre-selling?
It's priced at 1% of its face value, face denomination value. So if it's a soft note bill, is face value is $100, then you pay $1. $1,000 you pay $10. $1 you pay 1 cent.
Okay.
But let's talk about revenue. Soft note is designed to collect revenues from a recipient party, particularly from commercial user, not from end user. We are reversing the current crypto fee policy, which charges the sending party a fee. When you send somebody Bitcoin, you pay, not the receiving party. Agree? And in the retail industry and the commercial industry doesn't work like that. The fee is paid by the entity that's in the game to make profit. The one who makes a profit pays the commission. That's fair. Because if I am buying a pair of jeans, I'm already paying for jeans. Why should I pay for transfer? So therefore, we're charging the recipient. So that's a revenue model. And we're right now at this point, we intend to charge 1%. Every time commercial user and or retail user receives a payment, he is paying 1% of the total amount of transaction payment to Tectum network. Now I'm answering your second question. What's in it for you? You get 50% if payment was made using your soft node. So therefore, we are releasing into the network 10 million soft nodes in appropriate proportions, equivalent to American bills of $1, $2, $5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, and $1,000 bills denominated in Bitcoin for now, for today. I mean, Bitcoin is a great way to start, agree with me. And these bills use Bitcoin as a store of value. These bills will be transferred throughout soft node. Now we can call it the soft node network. Somebody joined, welcome. Or somebody is just
Richard is reconnecting.
Oh, Richard is somebody is reconnecting. Okay. So and you as a license holder, let's say Sebastian and Elmer, let's say you purchased from us $1,100 bills, and you paid 1% of the face value amount. Face value amount is $100,000, so 1% is $1,000. So you bought 1,000 licenses from us for $1,000. Fair? Fair. Now, what do you do with those? You release them freely into the soft node network. End users start using them. Retail users start receiving them and they start paying a commission fee, commercial fee for receiving these soft notes as payments. And they're paying how much? 1%. Half of that 1% goes to you if your soft notes were used. What's the most interesting part is that half of 1% goes into your wallet, not one time. It goes into your wallet every time soft node generates revenue. Every time. So if a revenue cycle, we actually drafted a revenue cycle right here. It looks like this. Gentlemen, feel free to read it.
I can forward the image on the chat. 1 second.
Did you do a screenshot? Well, actually, I can send a screenshot to, I don't know if I will be able to get it. Let me send it to. Let me send it. I already have it. Okay. Oh.
There you go. That should be sent in the chat, Alex.
You're okay. You're ahead of me. I'm sorry for being slow. So the basically you're looking at the stages 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is the minting. As a user of Tectum and soft node networks, you have right to get your money back, your store of value. We have a very rigid rule, gold standard policy. So if you are using your Bitcoins as a store of value to transport the value using soft node, you're free to withdraw your Bitcoins at any point. So you are deminting, basically burning soft node by doing that. I kind of started from the back, but let's go back to the 0 point. So the 0 point is a minting contract. Then user 1 fills the soft node with a value and pays the user 2. User 2 pays 1% commission. The user 0 receives 0.5%. Then user 2 pays to user 3 for some products and or services, and user 3 pays 1% commission. User 0 again receives 0.5% of that, half of that commission, 50% of that commission. Then user 3 pays to user 4, and user 4 pays a commission, assuming, given that all these users are receiving these payments as our retail and or commercial users, obviously, which we intend to be about 15-20% in all total mass of user base. And user 4 pays 1% commission, so you get 0.5% again, and user 1 receives from user 4 and it pays 1% commission again. And and that cycle really never ends. I mean, it's not, we don't expect that cycle to end. and we don't expect too many soft nodes to be burned, because it doesn't make sense to burn it, because you have a valid, legitimate, original Bitcoin balance. I mean, why would you burn it? Why, when you move it out and pay Bitcoin commission when you have a Bitcoin wallet? I mean, why would you want to do that? It doesn't make any sense. But some entities and or individuals, when they transfer large balances or conduct large commercial settlement operations, they might choose to move Bitcoins back into their corporate wallets. So we expect large balances to be cashed out time to time. But normally, as you, Elmer, correctly said, microtransactions is our target market. Smaller bills will probably never be cashed out. So there is unlikely the event of deminting, which means burning of a soft node, is an unlikely event for smaller denominations. There is a question: how to get people use my soft nodes? You won't need to. They will be freely available. So people on the network, the end users, they will not even know they're yours. They will just see the availability, and they will be just picked proportional to the amount you purchased. So it will be basically a random pick, randomizer pick. So there will be no favoritism whatsoever. I mean, we will publish that randomizing algorithm on GitHub if it's already not published. So free for audit. You know, I mean, you don't need to worry about it. So the question to be asked really is, Sebastian, is what's the mass adoption model, right? How do we get the sufficient amount of end user into the network that the soft node becomes a really hot cake? You know, everybody wants to get it. Well, the mass adoption model is very simple. We are intending to run as soon as a beta, solid and stable, stress resilient beta version is launched. We are going to start, and mobile apps is released. Mobile apps are released. We are going to start bringing the mass user in. So we have a budget for Google Ads, and we have a budget for marketing. We believe our product is natural. We believe that's what microtransaction market really needs, is a good Bitcoin and other crypto / digital currencies transport of value. So we believe that our product will not even need marketing. It's so common sense, you know. It's so fit. It's so right on, you know. It's just so obvious that this product is going to be required and adopted by market nearly instantly. We think we're probably gonna have to focus more on a stress test and on our exponential growth problems more than we should on our mass adoption model. I know it sounds maybe a little bit cocky, but what that really is, why wouldn't you use Bitcoin if you can transfer it absolutely free and absolutely instantly? You see, the speed of transaction here, gentlemen, think about it. The speed of transaction here is not limited by Bitcoin network. But what sounds even more profound, the speed of transaction, well, we actually call it a terminal performance. The more scientific and more correct term is a terminal performance of the network. And what sounds even funnier is that the Tectum network speed is irrelevant. because you're handing over your payment. So the actual payment happens as fast as I'm handing my soft node over into your hands, and you're scanning it with your mobile app, and you're verifying that there is $1,000 balance. I'm giving you PIN code. If you're concerned about privacy, there is going to be additional layer of security PIN code, and PIN code layer will protect the soft node from being scanned by the bad faith player, you know. And because I mean, if you're sending your soft node in the form factor of a QR code over open network, let's say WhatsApp or Telegram, you should expect that you're going to be not the only one who is going to get a chance to use that. So use that QR code, right? So, but they will not be able. They'll you can see it, but you can see it, but you can't have it because you don't know the PIN code. Only you and the recipient party knows the PIN code. So therefore, soft node is highly protected, and you're not transferring a Bitcoin private key over the network, so you don't need to worry about somebody stealing your wallet either. So what's really happening? You have at hands a highly secure, a nearly instant payment system with zero fees. Why would you say no to this? Yeah, I believe somebody asked a question. When will private sale end? Well, we have Sebastian. We have 10 million soft node bills on sale, which really puts us at a very large task. It's a very good question. We don't have a deadline for a private sale. We only have you see, we're a very production oriented team. We're focused on the product. So we don't have a deadline for private sale, but we're expecting that private sale to end with a launch of an alpha version of a soft node wallet, which, as I previously said, is probably going to be a late spring of 2022. So just to commit and to make sense to you, I will say that the private sale will likely end in middle or end of April, if that answers your question.
Yeah, sounds good. I think he might have a few other questions above that.
Yeah, I might have skipped some. Sorry, choked.
You did ask.
Yeah, please ask.
So,
ask more questions.
I'm not sure if you answered this one, Alex, but he did ask. Soft node is software, and we do not need to have hardware.
Well, we don't need to have a hardware. You don't need to have a hardware to make a payment, but you do need to have a hardware to generate soft node, because well, at least you need a laptop, computer, and a printer to print it if you want to be completely disconnected from digital world, and you want to be completely private and completely confidential, and you want to fly across the ocean and buy yourself a completely secretive real estate place. Okay, so in this particular case, yes, you would need a laptop. You would need to log into your account, and you would need to emit or generate, print, if they already emitted and generated, print the number of soft node bills, print them on paper, fold them, put them in your wallet, jump on a plane, and fly. And when you take that printed soft node bills with you, from that point on, you don't need no more hardware. The recipient party does, because they're gonna need at least a smartphone with our app on it to scan the QR code to make sure your soft node bills have balance, and then to deposit them back into the blockchain. But that's obviously the side of a recipient party. But you as an end user, you have a capability to disconnect, to use it in the absence of internet and without using hardware. If that answered your question, please ask more precisely if I missed something.
I think that question was asked in regard to the soft node, you know, as in, do you need a server or do you take ownership of the soft node?
Oh, the question was about a soft node, not a soft node.
Yes,
Yes.
I believe so. If in terms of when you buy the intellectual property, at that point, obviously we have the option where you, with your own hardware, can take ownership, or you can upload it onto a server where it's got 100% uptime. I believe that's the premise of the question.
Got it. Sorry. Okay, Sebastian, I see your next question. Let me answer this one first. Well, first of all, we don't have a soft nodes. We have Tectum nodes that service soft node operation in the form factor of a blockchain cluster, private blockchain cluster. And these nodes are also right now for sale. The reason why we are not offering them to you right now is just not to distract the vision of the product and to keep our focus on the soft node. But I will be more than glad to share the Tectum partner node sale with you if you're interested. They're also available. There is not that many available anymore. There is like we already have 11 nodes in operation, but they are available. Speaking of resources used to run Tectum nodes, which you call the soft nodes, which is fine, totally fine, because they really are used to mint soft nodes. They run a smart contract to mint soft node bills. So we have two options in this particular matter. The first one is suggested by us, which luckily everybody accepts, is the cloud-based nodes. We have excellent service provider in London. They're called LeaseWeb. They're excellent guys. They've been on the market for a long time. They have really good uptime, and they connected to the thickest and our highest bandwidth network there is in the world. They're probably in the first 10. And we have a dedicated servers with LeaseWeb, and we have 11 Tectum nodes running on virtual machines in a highly secure and a highly optimized top performance environment. But if you, as a partner, suggest an alternative, then we are moving to the scenario B, and we are installing Tectum node you have purchased from us on your hardware in your digital environment. But then you are responsible for the uptime, you are responsible for the system administration and everything, though we're going to handle all the updates. If that answered your question.
Perfect. I believe that that is the answer he's looking for that question.
And Trevor, there is two more questions if you don't have anything urgent to say.
Nope, go ahead.
Like mining Bitcoin. Okay, how do I get people to use my soft nodes? I answer. So it's like mining Bitcoin with ACID machine without machine. Well, it's not mining, it's minting. You see, mining is different from minting. Mining is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Because all Bitcoins, all 21 million Bitcoins were already, they were already created. They're already there. They already all calculated. So what miners do, they are searching through endless hash stacks to find the right match. So they're doing the work. They're basically redoing the work of Satoshi, who already did that 12 years ago. And the only goal they're accomplishing by doing that is they're just finding something which is already there. You gentlemen understand all that, right? Minting is different. Minting is when it comes to Tectum coin, we're tokenizing the Bitcoin network fee, or Ethereum network fee, or Litecoin network fee, etc. And when it comes to the soft node, there is no minting and there is no mining. We are just servicing transaction and distributing the fees from the operation thereof. Very easy concept to understand. And soft node is software, and we don't need to have hardware answered. Then another question from Sebastian. Last question: Will you break all into easily digested presentation? Yes, it's almost ready. Here it is. Sebastian, it's right in front of you. We're almost done. Just gonna have to run it by. We're gonna have a late brief right after the seminar, and tomorrow morning you're gonna have this document posted in our soft node group. Yes, there will be presentation.
I believe Elmar has a question.
Yes, Alex, I just want to also understand a little bit Tectum, the network. I'm not going to talk about soft node. And my question is, can Tectum be used for smart contract?
Well, yeah, Tectum is all about smart contracts. Of course. Minting soft node is a smart contract. Minting Tectum coin is a smart contract. Transferring, moving soft node and registering under the recipient user wallet is a smart contract, of course. But Tectum smart contracts are ran by Tectum nodes. So a smart contract is run as fast as the hardware is. It's very different from way how Ethereum and other legacy networks do it.
Okay, so the speed that we are talking about is not exactly. It will be not the same speed for a smart contract, just because all transactions are not equal, right?
Not exactly, because a transaction is posted on a network. You see, the actual transaction is very small in size and a byte size, and most of the block side, most of the volume of the block in bytes is taken by the header and the footer. I mean, how much space does transaction take? I mean, user A transferred to user B 0.0005 bitcoins. I mean, come on. The actual data volume is in the header and the footer of that block. Therefore, the size of the block normally remains the same and rarely exceeds 120 bytes. And since we can round up that number, and we can pretty much count on a 120 byte block size, we can easily predict our network performance, terminal performance, and we can pretty much say that at the peak time, we can easily handle billion transactions per second.
The reason why I was asking about that is because SoftNode is just only one of the products of the Tectum network. And I just want to see where you guys are heading. And let's say, will this blockchain will be able to handle, like in the future, NFT, something like that? I was just basically wondering, like, where are we heading? Like, you gave me like a quick view of the SoftNode, but I just want to know a little bit about what else that is not SoftNode. Where you guys are heading with this blockchain?
Excellent question. SoftNode is NFT. It's a next generation NFT. I can send you a PDF file and a title and a real estate title using the SoftNode. We can support our confidential deals and confidential document transport using the SoftNode. But ironically, since SoftNode is by nature a retail product, this will likely find its better use through Tectum coin, because Tectum coin has a large pocket on the back. It has a backpack, has a trunk, which fits hashes of the file. The actual file will be held in distributed database, because I mean, you cannot push 5 megabyte file through blockchain network, but you could push the hash of that file through the network. Therefore, you will have the concrete guarantee that the file you're looking for remains untempered and is right here, right there at this address, and you can access it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Couple people checked out, I believe.
Ghazali.
Yeah, Ghazali and I believe
Sebastian. Yep.
And Sebastian. Yes.
Yeah.
I
hope that answered your question, Elmar.
Yes, I was just actually gleaming like a glimpse of where you're heading for.
Yeah,
as interesting as
Alex. Sorry, go ahead.
As interesting as SoftNode could possibly be, I also want to know, okay, how actually can you use this in the real world? Like, what could be like other like use cases for this blockchain? And I was just trying to understand not everything that is good, but also the limitation that you may have.
Well, our ambitious goal to move the entire Bitcoin network to the SoftNode payment system. I believe the world user, most in their majority, will be very happy to receive an opportunity to move Bitcoins around with zero fees and are absolutely instantly. So our end goal and our ultimate ambition is to migrate Bitcoin main majority, in its majority, Bitcoin user base into our network. If that answered your question, first part of it. Speaking of other implementations of soft node, I would say transfer of files, transfer of sensitive documentation, logistics, using our Tectum network. If you want to physically, personally transfer, for example, you signed a deal and you want to transfer document to somebody, you can use a soft node as a container and a vehicle to transport your digital property. Since yes,
I think what I'm picking up on the question is to sort of go back a little bit and explain more about the network more. I think he understands the soft node premise, but I think and obviously that's part of the mass adoption model, but we also have the wholesale model, and I think it's more of an example of say like Earth Dollar, like our client Earth Dollar. That's a very unique way of explaining where we can go with the network. So, you know, we could run the transaction system of a bank, something like that there. I believe that's where he's going with the question, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, I will agree with that. It's more what is Tectum moving, no really soft node.
We are seeing our Tectum coin governed by Tectum network as a leading in primary cross-platform and cross-jurisdictional, cross-border settlement in a financial remittance instrument, or in the future, in the nearby future. It's much more effective than Ripple, much cheaper than Ripple, and I'm not even talking about faster than a Swift. You see, Tectum coin doesn't have to use Bitcoin as a store of value. It can use American dollar as a store of value, and it can use Chinese yuan as a store of value. It can use euro as a store of value. So that will make interbank settlements much easier. We're basically providing a real-time settlement, cross-platform settlement system to the world.
Yeah. And that can basically be applied in really what your imagination can come up with. You could create an ecosystem with in the farming industry with coffee farmers, banana farmers, from production right to the supply chain, and have all transactions being accounted for on the blockchain in between. It can be done in the financial sector, as Alex was explaining. That could with all banking transactions, basically anything there. We have got the capacity to create an entire ecosystem for any client anywhere out there. It's just basically the imagination and where we can fit all the actors in play. If that helps with your question.
Yeah, and just to add, you know, things like from non-fungible tokens to cryptocurrencies to crypto games. There's many use cases.
It could be, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, there, it could be a law firm adapting a blockchain and making simple adaptations onto the blockchain, where it could be a smart contract between two people to say, you mow my lawn every Tuesday and you will get a token for that, and that'll be on the blockchain forever. It's very hard to cherry pick where you can adapt on it, but that's the fun about it. That's where we can go into it. You know, the music industry, the gaming industry, it's almost every industry can benefit from the Tectum network. It's just basically picking one and apply and letting you know how we can apply our infrastructure onto that. So yes. hopefully that's the information. Hopefully we didn't bombard you with information, but that's kind of the general sense.
Yes, so that was more or less what I was asking for. I really don't have an understanding, like a complete understanding what you're trying to accomplish. I see that your product seems to be unique, which is basically a solution that combines speed and really low transaction fees, because at the end, someone is going to pay for the transaction. Just it's the other end who's going to pay for the transaction. And I'm not quite familiar with Europe, but here in North America, particularly in Canada, sometimes you can use PayPal. PayPal actually have micropayments, but if I'm not mistaken, their fees are quite higher. Like it's no 1%. So I see something that is unique there, and I see some value. However, I'm just trying to, like, for instance, me in my regular day, I can use e-transfer, and I transfer money to someone and I don't pay anything. Or I just use my credit card, which is on my iPhone, and I don't pay anything for that. So at the same time, I'm just trying to identify which could be, like, how could be the competition there, and just trying to refine our, I'm saying our, but your value proposition in this case, because there are ways you can do micropayments right now. Yeah, I can just basically do an e-transfer with my cell phone to someone. The person is just going to receive the money, or I just use my cell phone and my credit card is just there, and I already pay for $1, $2, or PayPal. But PayPal is more expensive than you guys. I'm just trying to put like real world examples of what is going on right now, and then just.
Well, I would say our unique selling point is speed, of course. It doesn't come, there's nothing out there in the industry that comes close in terms of transaction speed and transaction cost. In terms of a use case, it could be, as the world moves towards adopting cryptocurrency as the main method of, paying for things, and that's just the cryptocurrency. Tectum is offering speed and transaction costs at a #1 level. So you gave an example of, so how do you understand cryptocurrency exactly? So what's your understanding of cryptocurrency?
It's a really general question about crypto.
So, for example, you want a use case. So in terms of cryptocurrency, as an example, how do you come about to understand cryptocurrency as an example of a use case? So that way we can look into applying it into our way.
Well, we're talking about transfer of value, and that's the basic example with Bitcoin. But it's not only about that. Ethereum actually realized, okay, we can do a little more than that. And that's why they have a smart contract. So we have 2 examples of use cases over there.
Right, right. So Alex, do you want to expand a little bit on that, as Elmo has asked?
Well, I guess I'd like to ask Elmer to kind of to narrow it down because I mean, yes, there are many products out there, lots of products, but I want to ask you a question back. I mean, who is the mass user of those products? You see, everybody is going to try to, everybody right now is going to catch that trend, free transactions, and everybody is going to at least attempt to catch up to speed and offer or make a claim of free transactions. But we are here talking about Bitcoin, and let's focus on the Bitcoin alone. Let's not talk about even Ethereum right now. Let's not talk about American dollar. Let's talk about Bitcoin industry. Bitcoin is largely migrating its primary use from a unit of account, from a transport of value into the store of value, because it becomes increasingly more expensive and to transport it, to transfer Bitcoin, and it gets slower and slower because Bitcoin ledger keeps increasing in size. So searching becomes harder and harder and harder deep into the database. So it's not going to get better because Bitcoin network is not going to, I have nothing against Bitcoin network. I love Bitcoin. But what I'm saying is, in the reality is that Bitcoin is unlikely going to upgrade their network protocol or any other protocols in the nearby future. And I would make even bolder statement, they will probably never update it, because Bitcoin is going to accept and become perfectly satisfied with a property of a store of value. In the last 6 months, the enormous quantity of Bitcoin got purchased by institutional investor. It sits on their wallets and it's not getting moved anywhere. Out of 21 million Bitcoins to be minted, 18 million Bitcoins are out there, 4 million Bitcoins are permanently lost, another 5 million are permanently sitting on a whale's accounts. So we're talking about 4-6 million Bitcoins in circulation. Those are Bitcoins we're targeting. This is our target, Elmer. We want these Bitcoins moved to our network and given spread among mass user. Everybody wants to pay with Bitcoin. Latin America is massively adopting Bitcoin. Last week, Blockbuster and what's that coffee franchise announced that they are accepting Bitcoin as payments in Latin America. I believe in all Latin America, not only El Salvador. But the problem is they're using legacy systems and legacy technologies to transport Bitcoin. So a cup of coffee costs $13 right now in Salvador. I mean, cup of coffee, which is supposed to cost $1, costs 13. That's not normal. We can bring it back to normal and make cup of coffee $1. And a mass user will be able to pay for a cup of coffee with Bitcoin. That's our primary auditory. That's our target market. Speaking of North America, people are using all these small second line payment systems and big players like PayPal to conduct microtransactions. Yes, it is indeed taking place. But then again, I'm going to ask you a question. Well, why did PayPal buy Paxos and added Bitcoin payments to their system if they're doing so well with dollar microtransactions? So there is something about crypto industry which has this non-stop viral mass adoption momentum, which is going to only accelerate, which is only going to increase. And that's what we're betting on.
Okay. How do you feel as though that's expanded enough to answer the question, or is it how do you feel about that? Maybe
Elmer, how do you feel about that answer? Do you understand?
No, I think I'm getting hints or where are we heading. Again, it's just the fact that you guys are already there and you have an understanding where you want to go. So me, I'm just trying to catch up where you want to go. And it seems at the very beginning, I have to confess that I thought we were talking about more about crypto, but then I just realized that the business model is not really for that. It's more for micropayments. So just took me a while to switch and then understanding, okay, where are we heading for this? And also, I was just trying to put like real examples of how it's been doing right now with some big players, at least here in North America, like PayPal, that they have some micropayments and you pay fees, but the fees are higher. So for me, whenever I see something that offer high speed and I have to say high speed is for me as a potential user, 1 second or 2 seconds is okay. I really don't mind. It's going to be less than 1 second, but maybe something that is over, let's say 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. It's just like, okay, I'm getting a little impatient, but 1 second, 2 seconds is still is okay. I was just trying to understand like, what is the competitive advantage of what you guys are doing? What is really the value proposition that you guys are offering there? And putting that into the real world. I just was trying to visualize that. Like I was like trying to visualize, okay, this is happening right now. And I was just, as Alex was speaking, I was just trying to imagine a cashier and someone who's paying for something. That was what I was trying to do. And
well, Bitcoin confirmation time is 10 minutes.
Well, you see, I actually may I intervene. I got some.
Yes.
Yeah, Elmer, you have touched a very interesting point. Now, in order to expand on that point and bring it to conclusion, we need to move. We need to relocate from the paradigm of transaction speed per second into the paradigm of how many simultaneous transactions network is able to process. In order to do that, we need to look into statistics and find out how many seconds average user is comfortable with for transaction to take. Statistics say 3 to 5 seconds. Average user using mobile device, using any mobile payment system is perfectly comfortable with up to 5 second delay. for transaction to go through. Having said that, and given that our network speed benchmark is 1 million transactions per second, we can confidently say, if we can process 1 million transactions per second and average user takes is good of 5 seconds, we multiply 1 million by 5 and we receive 5 million simultaneous transactions we can handle. At any given point in time, our network is, and I'm talking about single cluster, Elmar. Our network is perfectly capable to handle 5 million transactions. You know how much population on this earth we need to handle, to be able, we need to, active our wallet using population, mass user base we need to handle, to be able to push a network, Tectum network to the edge. I'm talking about to overload our network. Because not everybody who's got mobile app is conducting transaction today. Most of people are doing 1 transaction per day. So you divide 24 hours per 5 seconds, and that's the proportion we have. So we're talking about in the rough numbers, we're talking about between 10 to 30 billion people. We don't have that many people on Earth. So taking that perspective of 5 seconds transaction time, we can recalculate the entire model and see our entire global user base in a completely new perspective, if that helps you.
It does, Alex. Thank you for. Well, I think that the question, it was not really more a question at the very beginning. I was just trying to enunciate something, and then I was just coming up with a question, and it was not a clear question. I was just basically trying to see where we're heading. That was in the general goal of that, and I was also trying to compare with whatever it is available right now. What is the competition? Usually, whenever you have a project, that's what you have to check. Well, what is your competition doing about it? Are they going to do exactly the same thing that you are doing? Is there anyone who is doing exactly the same? So that was why I brought the example of PayPal. But yes, in my case, 4 or 5 seconds could be okay, but let's say more than 10 seconds. No, I will not wait more than 10 seconds. I will get a little impatient.
Agree, completely agree. But speaking of PayPal takes about like 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't use them. I know that they exist, but I don't use them.
Cool. I like PayPal. They have they using, from my opinion, my private opinion, a little bit excessive consumer protection approach, and lots of people suffer from it. But we understand we're dealing with U.S. entities, so PayPal, when I want to buy something, of course, I would consider PayPal. Consider using PayPal if I buy on eBay, because I know I can always get my money back. But our civilization, global community, monetary industry is entering a completely different, a new realm of reality. And this community is going to welcome absolutely trustless system with elements of peer-to-peer payment handover. And that's exactly what we're offering.
I guess I just have only one more question. Is what are going to be like the next goal for next year, or probably before the end of the year? What's the roadmap for this year, next year? What we're trying to accomplish? Let's say.
Good question.
Good question. Yes, good question. Actually, we have a roadmap. We're going to publish it next week. Going to make a note. Roadmap. So far, Elmer, we've been on time. September 15, we did our network relaunch, and we launched our partner nodes finally, and we launched our Tectum minting smart contract. By the end of October, we are going to launch a soft node, but for now using web interface. So there will be no mobile app, at least we cannot commit to it. But likely we are going to have an APK mobile app for Android, but possibly not for iOS, not for iPhones. By the end of the year, we are going to have mobile app, all in beta version, all operational, all published, all redesigned, all branded, all functional, all working on top of a Tectum Live network. No test networks, best security, secured by our 3FA product, which you probably have not heard of yet. We're gonna get it done by the end of the year. By April 2022, we intend to announce our end alpha retail product, a soft node wallet and soft node app. By that time, we will probably announce the end of our private sale and start thinking about ICO. Starting April 2022, we're gonna be mostly focused on approaching Latin American markets and Southeastern Asian markets. We are going to focus on expanding our strategical partner network. We have Richard, he is here. We have Richard working in Taiwan. We have Trevor and Steven, Irish team, working in Europe, and Hedy. Hedy, sorry I missed you. Not intentionally, of course, Hedy. We have 3 UK partners, British Islands partners, and we have a few people in North America. We are looking for partners in Latin America right now, but we are lucky. Richard speaks Portuguese. Richard was raised in Brazil. So we feel very confident that by middle of next year, we are going to have a really good entry into the Latin American markets and South Asian markets, Southeastern Asian markets. I'm talking about Taiwan, I'm talking about Indonesia, I'm talking about Philippines, I'm talking about Thailand, and so on and so on and so on, and probably China. Well, China is a different ball game, as we all understand, but we have a couple ideas. Obviously, Japan. Well, that's pretty much our roadmap in a nutshell for you.
So I hope that answers everything, Elmar.
It does.
Great. Great to hear.
Yeah, well, I think it's about time we wrapped up, and lots of great questions. Lots of great questions there. I really want to thank you, everybody, for the really good questions. Hopefully the answers was informative for everybody. And yeah, maybe we could stop recording and we could have a bit of a chat.
Yep. Sounds good.